You're just moments away from a brand new episode of WTF Nations Radio's Pop Culture Warrior, hosted by the dynamic duo CQ and Radar. Pop Culture Warrior is your number one source for all things entertainment. If it's happening in TV, movies, video games, or comedy, they're all over it. And don't forget to say hi in the comments below. And while you're at it, let the boys know what you think and what you'd like to hear them talk about. Now strap in and get comfortable, because you're in for one hell of a ride. This is Pop Culture Warrior. Shots.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome, one and all. Today is February 2nd, 2021. This is episode 43 of Pop Culture Warrior, the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am CQ. I am your pop culture number one fan, and with me as always is the number two of our show, the man in the bubble, the myth, the legend. People, can you give it up? Give me some radar.
Oh, what's up, guys? How are you? Okay, I'm the number two, man.
The number two. Yeah, man, dude. First of all, today, this show marks 1 year anniversary for Pop Culture Warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, let's big round of applause, everybody. Yay! We did it. All right, that's enough of that. 1 year. 1 year. Pop Culture Warrior officially kicked off February 8th. 2020. Is it coincidence that coronavirus followed a week or two later? I mean, maybe.
I'm not saying we started coronavirus.
I'm not saying we ended the world as we know it. But you know, and Heath, yes, no mutton chops. I'm sorry, buddy. You know, we went. I had a whole bit. I was gonna wear the mask and do like a whole bit reveal for this, but it was more effort than it was worth. I was like, screw that. It's more effort.
And I just said, fuck it. I'm just letting her go. I'm gonna let her fuck.
Yeah, man, you're rocking it, bro. You're going full Ulysses S. Grant on us. You're gonna get the big chest beard.
I should do the opposite of you. The opposite of a goatee.
That's mutton chops. That's basically mutton chops.
That's what I mean. I would do the giant muttons just to to offset it.
You do the Wolverine, man, where you just all the way down to the sides and then just lets it rock. What's up, guys?
Shit, like what's that president? He was the president, just like right here, shaved it. Like, was it Garfield?
Man, I suck at history, admittedly.
All right, then we'll just say it was Garfield.
Politics. This isn't about politics.
No, but he's also a cartoon cat. So.
Oh man.
Garfield.
We bump up your volume. Hey, what's up, guys? Man, if you're watching live, let us know, man. Give us a shout out. Let us know you're here. I see Mike. I see Heath. I see who else is in the chats. Leanne, thank you, girl. What's up, guys? We're super excited. We hit a bit of a snafu last week. I lost internet. I mean, it is what it is. We had some bad weather. No internet means no live shows. You know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know, I bet if I actually got with the boss, maybe I get my shit set up finally, and we could actually do it that way too.
I don't know. We could get something done. I don't know.
Like, kind of like, dude, we have been so busy with this new job and shit. Like, I don't fucking have time for it.
Yeah.
I need to make time. That's what I need to do. I need to just make time and
make time, bro.
Spend a day or two and
make the time. Make the time.
I was so excited too, man. And then I'm still excited. Like, but every time I'm like, oh, I should get a hold of the boss, and it's like 9 o'clock on like a Sunday night. Like,
what better time?
Well, 9 o'clock, but 9 o'clock my time is like 11 o'clock y'all's.
Oh, so. That's true too. Yeah, I forget that. So the big news is you saw WandaVision.
I did. I watched the WandaVision.
Wow, someone is caught up. And what's up? Wait. What are your thoughts as the man outside the bubble, literally inside but outside of the bubble? What were your thoughts? WandaVision, go.
The beginning of it. Wasn't a fan when it first started. I was like, this is dumb. Like, because in my mind, I'm thinking as soon as it starts, I'm like, Vision's dead. Like, how is this even a thing? Like, where are we going with this? I'm like, is this supposed to be like sometime other, or are they just like completely saying, fuck the rest of the MCU, we're just gonna do it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what their plan was.
Yeah.
And so like I'm watching and I'm like, oh, this is whatever. And then like it starts out, spoiler alert, starts out in the 50s, goes like the 60s right away. I'm like, well, they're really moving along.
And then so again, decades.
Yeah, and so as I'm watching it, I'm trying to like kind of catch in on it and stuff, and I'm like, something's not up here. Something's not right. And I'm just kind of, so when I finally got to episode 4, I'm like, it starts kind of telling some of the other backstory that, you know, these people, you're starting to see some familiar characters, start to see some familiarization with people and stuff. And I don't want to give out too many spoilers. Am I spoiling anything for people?
I mean, at this point, we're 4 weeks into it. If they haven't seen it, I mean.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you're less pop culture than Radar. You should not watch it.
I mean, at this point, it's been spoiled to death. You know.
In fairness, like even my wife was like, "When's the next one come out? When's the next one come out?" I'm like, Friday. She's like, "Oh man, I don't wait till Friday." Because we finished. So what happened was, we were watching The Crown.
Yeah,
we're trying to catch up on that,
sure.
and so we finished that, or got to the end of season 4. I think they got to.
Yeah,
and they're like, because of coronavirus and all the other things, the new season is not coming out until 2022. And so we're like, well, this is dumb. What do we do for the next 2 years? And I was like, well, let's watch WandaVision. So,
that should fill up to 2 years.
Yeah, that lasted all of like 2 hours. Because what is it, like 20? It's only like 25 minutes a show, and then there's just as many credits on the end of it as there is actual. It's
like 6 minutes of credits. Which, if you are a long-term programmed Marvel fan, you sit through expecting to see some special end scene. There is not.
I've yet to, though. I watched like the first 2. And of course it doesn't get all the way to the end anyway. It's like the next episode starts like 3 minutes left in the things anyway. And so, like, I actually the first one, I didn't let it. I was like, no, don't start the next episode. I want to watch it to the end, thinking that, it's got 6 minutes of credits. It's going to have some sort of like spoiler or something with it, right? Nope, nothing. They're like, oh, this is the guys who translated it in German. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I want to know how Vision is still alive, but he's dead. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the fourth one, they did kind of spoil that one a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
The tease. They're laying the breadcrumbs. You're picking up the breadcrumbs.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think Vision is being controlled by Wanda? Like a puppet, kind of? Or is it just all part of the thing?
So my theory, which episode 4 semi-confirmed, was, because there was a big speculation in the early time, was maybe she's being like brainwashed, right? Maybe she's held captive somewhere and they're doing experiments on her. This is all in her mind. From the get-go, if you read the comic books, Wanda is very powerful. She can create. There was a very big storyline where she created an entire reality. I mean, the whole world was basically recreated the way she wanted it done. So the fact that they're limiting her at this point to say it's just a small town, but no, this is all her. This is all in her control. I think she's shown it multiple times that kind of when she breaks character, she's the one that's kind of controlling things. Now, are there possibilities that there are other players involved? Yes, there have been hints. He says Mephisto. There's the devil, the surrogate for the devil in the Marvel comics. There's possibilities there. There's possibilities that her neighbor, Agnes or whatever her name is actually this character from the comic books who's basically a witch, and has kind of control-y powers. And so I still hold firm that this is all in her mind. She had kind of a mental break. She lost grip on reality. She binged some I Love Lucy or whatever it is, and kind of this all came from her, almost like she could be comatose right now. And this is just her mind creating her ideal world. There
right,
was...
Okay, I'm going to stop you for a second, because you're getting a lot bigger than my question. Okay.
I was about to answer it.
No. Okay, so in the show, they if you haven't watched episode 4, sorry about it, I'm spoiling it. Okay, so what did we say? 2 days was the rule?
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we
anyway,
been 4.
Okay, so everybody that's in the show right now, right, or in the show, quote unquote, in her world, is an actual person.
Yeah, in the show, yeah.
Yeah. They're missing people that are in this deal, whatever.
Yeah, they're prisoners.
And everyone is explained basically, except for Vision. So is that Vision's corpse? Fucking.
I believe she has reanimated Vision's corpse. Yes.
Okay.
There is a confirmed scene that was cut out of Endgame. They shot a scene where Wanda makes off with his body. They had put him in not a morgue per se, but in like a lab, and you see her show up and then you see her leave and the body's gone. So there was a scene that was shot that was kind of meant to lead into WandaVision. Obviously they cut it for whatever reason they cut it for. But I do believe that brief scene where she sees him as he truly is was the veil being lifted. It wasn't just like, a trick of her mind. Like, no, I think that was the reality that was breaking through that she then had to, cover back up.
Right.
But I definitely think he is the reanimated corpse. Now here's the thing. The big question is, well, if he leaves the little bubble, does he die again? What I say to you is they've already tipped their hand to the answer to that, right? When the beekeeper goes in, or when the guy in the hazmat suit goes in and he transforms into the beekeeper, his tether turns into a jump rope. When they pull it back through the sewers, outside of her bubble, they see it as jump rope. That means that what's created in the bubble survives outside the bubble. That paves the way to say that Vision if he exits this reality, I mean, however messed up he may be, should still be alive-ish, kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, there's been some other things too, like where he doesn't know things.
Yes, obviously.
Right, and so like, which is not Vision. Like he is all knowing. He doesn't need to fucking know these things. He just does it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the telltale. Like, and we're looking back at like the first episode where he's like, "What's our favorite? What's our song? What's this? What's this? What's this?" You know what I mean?
Because she's creating it as she goes along. Yeah.
Exactly. But he, as Vision, should know these things.
Right.
Right. So if
because he's not technically Vision. I mean, he is Vision. He is what she wants him to be.
Right. But so if Vision were to leave this bubble, okay, would the people outside that see him as dead? Like in that little clip.
I think he'd be the gray caved in skull dude. I think so.
All right. Well, I don't know. And I'm going to throw this out there too with this. Because when Chica gets thrown out the bubble, she's still in.
That's true. She's still in the garb of it. So it's possible that he leaves the bubble.
But she knows. But she knows. She knows she's not part of that reality anymore.
Yeah. Well, and I think
that. But and then too, when she's in there looking at the kids, spoiler, she has kids. She says something about, you know,
the real reality.
Real reality, and that's what sets Wanda off and kicks her out, right?
Yep.
So I mean that kind of proves that Wanda is in charge, or at least has knowledge of both worlds. Right? Wanda has to know, like, she's not being controlled. Wanda is not being put into this reality. Right. Wanda has some sort of, whether it's the witch or whether it's all Wanda or whatever. She knows that this is not whatever.
I think almost she's brainwashing herself too.
Okay.
Because
like to cope, because of the grief of losing Vision.
Right, exactly. She lost her brother, she lost her family, she lost Vision. I think that's why she kind of like, she'll have those moments of clarity, and then it just like, you almost see her kind of like shake it off, and like boom, she's back under the trance of everything's great. And I think she doesn't even recall in those, like, outside of those pocket moments where she has that sanity that hits her. I don't think she is fully like, you know what I mean? Because she seemed so surprised when she saw the hole that was left in the wall. She seemed very surprised by it and was like immediately like covered it up.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm interpreting that as, you know, she's convinced herself or wiped her own kind of mind that way. But yeah.
But this begs the question too. Okay, the jump rope. Okay, the tether that turns into the jump rope or whatever. Wanda doesn't know about that. Right? In theory, I mean, I guess I don't know how all knowing she is of her thing, right? Of her universe, we'll say.
Yeah.
But if it's just some random shit, right? This guy's in the fucking sewer, and part of it turns into, like, it automatically does it as soon as it turns into that.
Yeah, as soon as he crosses the
border. Or
their
drones turn into the little
toy.
They're the same toy helicopters, basically. So, which makes me kind of curious as to how much control she has, or how much it's like on autopilot, maybe.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Like she created this reality. She set the rules. Remember, we talked about this weeks ago. She set the rules of this universe. And as things cross the boundaries, they have to change and morph into whatever the rules say so. Which, that's why part of me
kind of, and like as people come out of this, right? Or as I'm kind of intrigued as to I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of interview and debrief, kind of whatever. How much the chick was in control of her kind of. Because I mean, she's like, I don't know how I got here, and then like she just kind of falls into character, right? The people just fall into these characters, but there's been little, like, the doctor was like, you can't just leave the small town, kind of, you know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of.
I think they're a bit in the know, but they also realize, you know, something like maybe we saw off screen or we didn't see because it happened off screen, but that when the change happened. part of them, maybe they're slipping in and out of character, but they realized if they try to fight it, maybe it's almost like they're punished, like they're puppets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they try to if they try to fight the conditioning, maybe it hurts, maybe they're in a way tortured. And so that's why every time they kind of start slipping out of character, they like pulled back in, or you saw the black guy, he's chopping the wall with the hedge trimmers, because maybe that's him he's like trying to fight the controlling, and it's not working. But yeah, it's a mystery, and it'll be interesting to see kind of, honestly, the way I foresee it is that Vision obviously is going to become more and more aware of the situation, and if it's the Vision, the real Vision, then he's not going to like this. He's going to realize what she's doing is wrong, and he's going to not necessarily fight her because he loves her, but he's going to insist that what she's doing is wrong, and she needs to, let it go.
Talk some sense
into
her.
And that we've seen it doesn't really go well when she's confronted with reality. So it'll be interesting to see them kind of that dynamic of, what she pictures as the ideal thing now turning against her. And maybe that's what kind of breaks the reality permanently. I don't know, because the breadcrumbs have been laid that in Spider-Man 3, there's going to be some reality bending stuff. And in Doctor Strange 2, the name of the movie is Multiverse of Madness. And she's going to be in that movie. So I really believe we are progressing towards kind of a cataclysmic end. And however this ends, it will be game-changing for the MCU at large. Because the next 2 movies coming out have to do with reality bending and multiverses and alternate realities and things like that. So, there was a line in the beginning where I think it was Darcy, they're like, oh, why the hexagon shape? Why is it contained? Or why is it only this one town? And the thing was, well, for now it is, right? They were saying it's safe, it's contained. And the comment was, well, for now it is. So what's to say that she doesn't have this big mental breakdown that bubble just blows up and kind of covers the world or the universe, and
right.
Starts fracturing time, space continuum, and alternate realities and all types of nonsense. I saw that Mike Larson actually put a good point out there. He says, it disturbs me how the Avengers have no roll call. I mean, they all just go and disappear like all the time. It's true. Like, we see Sword has showed up. They're kind of like Shield. We see that they realize there's 2 Avengers in there. Why isn't the first call, like, obviously Captain America's not around anymore, Iron Man's not around anymore, but there are other members of the Avengers. There's Hawkeye, and there's Black Widow's dead, sorry. But there are other members, Captain Marvel and all these other people that were part of the Avengers. Why haven't they been reached out to and like, hey, come get your girl, she gone cuckoo.
Well, maybe I don't know. Do you think they're going to do that?
I don't think so. And I think like the Hawkeye series is going to explain where he's off to. We know Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy, they're shooting their movie right now. They're off in space. Bucky and Winter Soldier and Falcon, they're off doing their thing. So like they're off grid. Who knows where Captain Marvel is?
And that's the next one, right? Is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
So the next Disney Plus show, yes, that's the next one.
And that's coming out like in June.
I want to say it was March. I think it was March that they pushed it to. It was supposed to be end of 2020, but it got pushed back.
Yeah,
to
but
March.
It's not. I thought it doesn't start after WandaVision finishes, right?
Yes. Actually,
so it's going to go from WandaVision right into Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I mean, they've got a backlog of stuff. I mean, why not? Let's see. But yeah,
I thought that's what it said was like right after WandaVision ends. Like it's basically going to be like a 2-week drop, kind of, and then back into
something like that. Yes, it looks like production, writing, release March 19th. Debuts. So March 9th is the last episode of WandaVision. March 19th, 10 days later, picks up Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Okay.
So that would be a nice, short break in between. I love that. I want to go from one product to the next.
But this is what I was saying about this whole situation. Was I think this is what Disney Plus. This is what I think Disney Plus in particular, but all of these, I'm gonna say kind of premium services need to do is if you have good content, because WandaVision is good. It's good content.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better too.
Well, I know that in order to tell a story, it can't just start out guns a blazing. I understand with everything that I watch, but it started out well and it's gotten better.
Yeah.
Right. But if you put out quality content and put it out regularly enough to make me pay that $30. It's not $30. How much is Disney Plus?
I mean, I get it for like $3 a month. But I was an early adopter, so I got the premium. Some people get it for free if they had like Verizon or whatever.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying. You see my argument with that.
Yeah,
make
of
it
course.
Make it a quality product and put out enough where we want to watch it.
Absolutely.
And people will pay for it.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
And I'm glad that they're doing this to an extent. I mean, I think that they needed to kind of, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my purchase.
Yeah. I think it's gonna get better. I think with a show like this, the idea was that it's mystery, it's a little drama, it's a little bit of horror mixed in with the slapstick comedy. It's a slow burn. It's the kind of show that's a slow burn. You're gonna get Falcon and Winter Soldier right after this. That's gonna be your action. That is your like spy thriller action. This is different. Everybody's holding it to the same expectation of like Marvel movie, and they're trying something different. It's a different formula. The same way, when they first did Ant-Man, it was kind of like a caper. It was the old heist kind of movie, and people were like, it's so different, like because it's the Marvel formula, but they're pitching it with a different angle. So I'm patient. I know that they're not going to let this fail. I know it's going to go out with a bang. I know they're going to build up to some epic stuff. And yeah, it's not The Mandalorian. It's not The Mandalorian where every episode can be that sci-fi western and you dig it, outside of like the larger perspective.
I'll even dare say I don't want it to be The
Mandalorian.
I don't want it to be that. I want it. This is a great opportunity to tell that story. Yep. To tell these stories of these characters who
outside of the epic fight, right? This is a people story.
Right. And you got to have, I think it is the MCU, right? You got to have some of that action in there, but it's not all that. And you're not trying to tell that story over an hour and a half, over a 90-minute movie.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? You have the opportunity to expand more, which, I mean, The Mandalorian does that. Yeah. The Mandalorian does tell the story, and it is a progression of the story.
Right.
But this is a different, I think the Star Wars universe is so much bigger.
Sure. I mean, it's a literal universe.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, the canon of it, so it's been around for so long. I mean, they've been building this empire for so long that they're kind of using it to fill gaps, I think. Whereas this is a natural progression of, I mean, obviously this is after all of the films, you know what I mean? Because you got the blip and all the other things going on, right?
Yeah.
So it's the next step in that progression, and I think they're doing it from what I've seen in what the 2 hours of WandaVision,
right? That
has been good, and I this is what I've said from the beginning. Make it good. I'm not gonna watch it because I give a shit about Wanda. I don't. I mean, I do and I don't. But I don't. If it was garbage, if I watch the first 4 or 5 episodes and it's junk, I'm not going to continue to watch it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Make it good. I'm going to watch it. I do care about the characters and their progression and all that. That's not the main reason I watch it. I watch it because I have a whole catalog of things I want to watch.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The boys. So you got to get the boys started. I'm telling you. Gotta. But no, I agree. Scott makes a good point in the chats. He says Disney Plus equals character development. Then you have the movies expand into the big action plots. I think that's an excellent point. This allows them to tell the smaller scale stories, build these characters up. We got to see Iron Man kind of develop over a couple movies, and Captain America develop, and Thor. This is the chance to get people like Wanda and Vision. Bucky and Winter Soldier, or Winter Soldier and Falcon. Hawkeye's getting his own series, and then they're going to introduce the new characters: Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, like all these characters that then can flourish in their own show, and then boom, thrust them into the MCU movie verse to give them the big booming movie. I'm excited for it, man. I'm super excited for the future. There's been a lot of hints and teases. You know, we're gonna see Adam Warlock and Wonder Man and like all these characters that, you know, a couple of years ago you would go, they're never gonna make the jump to the big screen or thing. So it's cool,
now,
man.
But do you think though, like, do you think it's going to take away from the films? Because if you have these characters and you're introducing these characters in on Disney Plus, not everyone has Disney Plus.
True.
And I'm kind of, but I don't know. This is where I'm torn on this because a part of me thinks that a big majority of people that give a shit about the MCU have Disney Plus and are going to watch the show.
Right.
Whereas you've got your casual people, someone like me, honestly, me. For a lot of the films, I've watched them because they're decent films and they're fun and they're whatever. Not really gotten into the canon of it until about a year ago today. Honestly, you know what I mean? So it's I don't know. Like,
let me ask you this. I got you.
Alienating people for not having Disney Plus.
I understand. You're right. So Disney Plus is for the fans. They're the guys that want to dig in. It's the guys that, you know, read the Avengers comic book and then but have to get all the other solo titles to see where the characters are at before the big team up. If you were a person that skipped Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and you went to see Avengers, did it take away from the experience because you didn't see Iron Man 1 or Captain America 1? You didn't know who Coulson was because he was introduced in other movies. You still got to see the Avengers. You still got to see that movie stand alone. You know, yeah, you might miss some of the inside jokes and little things here and there, but at the end of the day, you still got your money's worth.
Right.
So I feel that it's as if, imagine if you were back when Avengers first came out, that there was an Agent Coulson miniseries prior to the Avengers. You got to know about that guy. You got to flesh him out as a character. And then when he threw him in the movie, you felt more connected to him, but that person that's just seeing the movie doesn't necessarily feel like they're missing out.
Right.
You know, so I think that's the balance you have to play with. Because I guarantee you the movies will reference things that happened in the series as well as other movies and things like that. So you will miss out. You will miss out on small things. And let's be honest, it's a business. They want you to feel like you missed out because you're like, well, shit, now I got to go watch the show so I can understand what the hell he was talking about. But I like that. I like that, you know, I don't know. I want more. I don't get enough of the MCU. Right. So I want more shows. They just announced, besides all of the other stuff, they just announced that Ryan Coogler, who is the director of Black Panther, his production company has just signed an exclusive deal with Disney Plus to do a Disney Plus series based on Wakanda. So not just based on the Black Panther, but the whole country of Wakanda, like a show about the politics, a show about what's going on there, what's good, what's bad, what's, you know, really fleshing that out. Because as awesome as Black Panther was, and when he kind of popped up and other things, we didn't really get a lot of Wakanda outside of, you know, Black Panther 1. Right. So a series that gets to delve into that, the history, the mythology, the how they got to where they are, where they're going, and all these different things, I'd be fascinated to watch it. Absolutely. So yeah, I think the future, as it were, for the Marvel universe is bright. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to go away. I think this was kind of a test, though. WandaVision.
Sure. I
mean, okay. They've obviously got some production stuff going on with Falcon Winter Soldier, and they've got other things going on already, right?
Yeah.
But do you think if this sucked or didn't get the viewership they'd hoped, and not just the viewership, but if it was like, this is fucking junk, I'm gonna watch this bullshit. I mean, do you think that they would continue on with some of this stuff? I mean, the odds of it coming out and being utter bullshit is pretty low.
Right. This is
and MCU is pretty fucking good about putting out at least mild. I mean, there's been some questionable shit. There, you know what I mean? Not everything that they've put out has been stellar. Let's
So
be honest.
my thought was this: the original schedule pre-COVID was to have Falcon and Winter Soldier hit first. That was supposed to be the first series, and I feel like that was the plan. A, because they got started first, and probably had a lot less special effects to do than WandaVision. But the plan, because it's the most like the MCU. It's an easy transition because it's gonna be action. It's gonna be fighting. It's gonna be guns and explosions and intrigue and this is such a far step from what we've seen in the MCU outside of maybe like Doctor Strange. So I feel like that's why it was set that way, to give us a slow kind of like, okay, we're doing stuff differently to kind of ease us off of the Marvel Universe movies. Obviously, things changed. WandaVision became ready before Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm sure they didn't want to, but they needed to release something, right? They went a whole year without releasing any Marvel content. They had to go, whatever's ready, go. Put it out there. So WandaVision was ready, and they put it out first. And I think that's why it's a little bit of a culture shock from what we're used to. But I still think they know what they're doing. They know, give it the time, it's going to be huge. It's going to build to bigger things. And I feel like they can't have it fail. They can't.
Okay.
Because, like you said, it's the first Marvel. This is the first Marvel TV show made by Marvel Studios, right? There's been the Netflix shows. There's been the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all these other shows that are in the Marvel Universe, but they weren't made by Marvel Studios. They were made by other companies. They cannot have this fail. Because, like you said, it's a domino effect, right? If this fails, now the feeling is, well, what if the next show fails? And what if that show fails? And what if that show fails? I know for a fact they had too many people involved to let this fail. And you know, it doesn't hurt that they have a built-in audience. People love Wanda. People love Vision. They love Bucky. They love Falcon. They love these characters. So, you know, it's easier to start there. That's why I don't think they started with like Ms. Marvel or She-Hulk, where you're introducing really new characters, because then you're kind of hoping it works out. Versus like, let's start on the right foot. These are established characters. These are people that they know, they love, and let's push the envelope. So, yeah, I don't have a doubt. It will continue to do well. It will continue to buck trends, and it's going to end in an epic fashion that will leave us wanting more. And luckily, 10 days later, we'll have Bucky and Falcon to pick us back up and take us the rest of the way home. And then once that's done, I think Black Widow will be hitting theaters like a week or two after that show is done. So, yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited. If you can't tell, I'm like grinning ear to ear.
I know you're being ridiculous right now. No,
yeah, well, you know, it's true. But he's pulling out all. Yeah, you got the C-list guys: Union Jack, Werewolf by Night, Jack of Hearts. Yeah, those are all. See, couple years ago, I would have said there's no way ever in any possibility you see characters like that approach, because there's just no way. Now I'm like, dude, the playing field is wide open. Fuck it, let's do shows about everybody. The polka dot guy. There was a villain. I forget what his name was, but polka dots or whatever. He created these like little, he had black holes and would like throw them and create little pocket black holes. It was crazy. They were the most ridiculous things, but I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. I'll watch a show about that guy. You know, like, I'm down. Get as crazy as you want, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited, man. The stuff that they're gonna be doing with Spider-Man. Obviously, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So, anyway, we've gushed over WandaVision long enough. I've got some other.
It's only been half an hour, dude.
I've got other things. You wanna talk about some other things?
Nah, whatever, dude. Fucking whatever.
Let's go. But yeah, no, please, I keep watching because I love talking about it with you.
Okay, well, I'll keep watching it, dude.
Definitely.
I got the wife hooked.
Yes. But if you do have time, The Boys, it's got 2 seasons in, so you got plenty of runway. And the next season starts filming, I think, in April. So yeah, I would highly, highly recommend. Highly. What's that? Kaz says, I got the background from CQ. It's not something I need to
Well,
expand.
he asked, is it wrong to enjoy the movies but not care about the backstories? And I said, not hang out with you.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so I got some news for you.
All right, I'm in.
Got some pop culture news for me. Let's talk. I know it's gonna say comics, but that's my comics and or toys category. I got some goodness for you. Oop, I lost you on the split screen here. Let's do this. Let's bring you in. Here we go. There he is. There he is, ladies and gents. All right. So we're talking. Oh, we were talking the other day about cards, right? We're talking about like Pokemon set that sold for like 400,000. I forget. One of the guys, Pookie or somebody, was in the chats talking about Magic cards. I'm just now kind of getting back into Magic cards. You can see I've got all the cards here. Just getting back into it because it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's when you're sitting around at home, nothing better to do. Anyway, so Magic the Gathering started in 1993. That's a long time ago. Well, one of the most infamous cards is called the Black Lotus. It's part of the Power 9. 9 cards so powerful they've been banned across all Magic. Well, you have to remember when Magic first came out, it was the first of its kind. Their alpha series, their original run, the first, like, there weren't many of them made. It was kind of a smaller release. So those cards are heavily sought after in the collector's market. Last year, a 1993 Black Lotus sold for $166,000. Okay? Yeah, crazy expensive. Now, I'm going to show you this picture. If I can find it. There it is. This is a 1993 Magic the Gathering Alpha Series first run printing Black Lotus, signed by the artist, and it's rated at a 10 out of 10 quality, meaning it is flawless. For a card from 1993 to be flawless, I mean, that thing had to have been sealed coming off the factory line. I don't know how it's flawless, but it's flawless. Just last week, it sold on eBay. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
$511,000.
Wow.
$511,000 on eBay. I mean, I can't fathom that kind of money for a single playing card. I mean, that's insanity. It's triple what, was paid last year for the same card. So what? I mean, nobody can answer why, other than two really rich people got into a bidding war on eBay, apparently, to jacket the price that high. As part of the original listing of the card, it says the Black Lotus is one of the Power 9, a set of highly coveted Magic the Gathering cards that are restricted or banned in competitive play due to their incredible in-game potential. This particular card is from the Alpha, or limited edition Alpha set of cards, which is the first print run of the first core set of Magic the Gathering, which debuted in 1993, making it well over 2 decades old, signed by the artist, extremely rare, and in top conditioning according to PWCC auctions, which they call it the single finest Alpha Black Lotus we've ever had the pleasure of brokering. I mean, wow.
That's crazy.
That is insanity. Gus says, I would only pay that much if it came with the gum it was sold with. Wow. And yes, Tina, 1993 was that long ago. Yes. I know we all feel like it was just a couple of years ago, but no, it was yeah. I saw a meme earlier today that said the Wonder Years, everybody remembers that show, was made in the late 80s about the mid 60s. There's a 20-year differential, so that if a show like that were rebooted today, it would be about 2001. That would be...
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, right? Our version of the Wonder Years right now, today, would be about 2001. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I was not 4, Kaz, in 1993. All right? I would have been 7, maybe 8. I'm not that young, Jesus. Just because y'all a bunch of old fogies, I'm not that young. Anyway, but yeah, just dude, I mean, $511,000. That amount of money just doesn't make sense to me. Yes. Anybody out there, what would you spend $511,000 on? Outside of maybe a house or a yacht? I don't know. I don't know. That is just bazonkers to me.
Well, I'll tell you, if I had $500,000, it sure as fuck would be going to Magic cards.
Vintage, classic Magic cards.
I don't give a shit, dude. Vintage, whatever. Vintage, my ass. I don't know.
Oh man.
But
hey,
you know
what's up, Anthony?
honestly, but someone had a where did that go? Heath, my luck, I probably threw one of them away. My son left them laying everywhere. Me too, dude.
Yeah.
Well, 93 would have been my dumb ass leaving them laying everywhere. I got into it a little bit.
Yeah. You got into you a tad of Magic?
Everyone kind of did a little bit. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, you know,
all right on. You guys are getting creative.
On a strip club, yes.
Yeah, you guys are getting creative with that 500,000. Respect. All right, what else?
But seriously, okay, that's a really good question, I think, too, because like, how many of these were printed? Do you think, and how many like are still around? Because I mean, you see, like, okay, one's going to auction once a year for $500,000. But I mean, okay, if they printed 100,000 of the fucking things, I mean, obviously, I know how this works. Things that are not made to be collectible, are the ones that
are
like
the most collectible. Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
It's why the comic book industry is watering down the collectible market. I used to love collecting comics. I have boxes of comics in the background. But what happened is when they realized, oh wow, people are collecting this, then you get the variant 1, variant 2, variant 3. So now one issue has like 12 different variants. Guess what? You've watered down the product. With the Magic the Gathering, even if they printed 10,000, 100,000 at that time, nobody was collecting it. People played and they played with these cards, so they were half destroyed. And so realistically, there's maybe a handful of them left out in collectors' hands, going for sale. I just. It's like, the person that has the first appearance of Superman. They're not putting that thing up for sale unless they need a new heart and they can't pay for it. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason it should be outside of your collection once it's collected, because it's just there aren't more of them.
Well, but it's also kind of one of those things too. Like maybe, I don't know. I'm not that. Personally, I don't have anything that collectible, right? I just don't. But even like the stuff you see, right? You don't enjoy it so much, right? And if it's in that plot, you can't touch it. You can't do anything with it. You just have it. You're like, oh,
well, you don't want to. The value drops if you touch it.
Right. So I mean, you don't dare touch it. You don't dare read it. You don't do anything with this comic book that's worth how much money. Like that card right there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you play that card?
Well, it's banned.
In competition.
Obviously at home you can play with whatever. I would love to see a deck of cards with that hard case sticking out in the middle. Like, I don't know what card I'm gonna draw next. This is giant.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. My kid's got sleeves on all his cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so not the hard plastic,
the giant hard box.
Shit. Right.
The bulletproof case.
But I mean, something like that, you could actually probably, if you put all your cards in, you could probably play them if you want.
Sure,
I'm just saying, like.
But it is, you can't do anything with, like, and I understand, like, the collector, I got it.
But then what do you do with it after so
Yeah.
long? You're like, well, I'm gonna let someone else enjoy it. I'm gonna, you know, I
Sure.
can make a shit ton of money. I'll make 100 grand
Sure.
and let someone else enjoy it for a little bit. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, great idea, Tina. She says she's going to spend it on GameStop stock,
Not anymore.
and probably lose it. No, I can tell you
Buy
right
high.
now.
Don't buy high.
Don't buy high, buy low. I can tell you right now, the most valuable Magic card I have is valued at about $108. And I would absolutely sell it if somebody offered me that much money for it. So, if anybody's looking to buy a $108 Magic card, hit me up. You know my CQ at WTFNationRadio.com. But yeah, enough about that. Enough about Magic. I got some other cool thing we can talk about.
All right then.
I think you'll like this. Nerf. You're a fan of Nerf guns, I would assume, right?
Oh.
Who doesn't love Nerf guns?
I love Nerf guns. I hate my kids owning it.
They just make a mess, right? It just gets everywhere.
And now they got the little ball ones. They don't shoot.
That's what I was actually getting at.
Oh my fucking Christ! Those goddamn little things.
That's what I was getting at. You're gonna love this one. Nerf is releasing a new lineup of what they call the Rival Curve Shot Blasters, and here's some pictures of them. You're gonna love these, the little tiny ball ones. But here's where they're pretty cool. The guns allow you to fire the rounds on a curve. Like, you can shoot the round and it'll go around a corner. Yeah.
I believe it.
Let that sink in. We're pulling some shit straight out. Remember that movie Wanted where they would curve the bullets when they shoot? Yeah, you can do that now with these Nerf guns. So the Nerf Rival Curve Shot lineup kicks off with 3 blaster models, which are broken down as you see. First, there's the Nerf Rival Curve Shot Flex XXI 100. It's the small one. It's $14.99. The smallest, most affordable sidearm in the Curve Shoot lineup comes with 5 rounds with onboard storage. You can kind of keep it in the little clip there. You pull down the priming handle, open the breech.
You don't keep them in the clip. You keep them on the floor for your fucking dad to fall and bust his ass on. That's where they go.
That's typically, yes.
Yes.
You basically select the curve of your shot with rotating the muzzle and then just press trigger to fire. So like you can actually, you're turning the muzzle, that I guess the little pin at the top shows you where the curve is, right? Is it going to go left? Is it going to go right? Is it going to go straight? Is it going to go down? This specific one launches March 1st. So check out pre-orders already on Amazon and Walmart. The second one is the Rival Curve Side Swipe, $24.99. The next blaster, it features a rifle design with a 12-round side-loading internal magazine and 12 official Rival rounds. You load the magazine, you move the priming bolt, press the trigger, fire first round. Again, March 1st is when it's available. The last one, the Nerf Rival Curve Shot Helix XXI 2000, $30. It's the most powerful, highest capacity blaster in the Curve Shot lineup. Pump the handle to prime, press the trigger to release 1 round at a velocity of 90 feet per second. Includes 20 official high impact rounds, which can be loaded in an easy load hopper. This one is a Target exclusive, which launches August 1st, but you probably could pre-order it before that date. So, yeah. Did you ever think as a child playing with Nerf guns that they'd get to a point in Nerf technology that they could curve shots around corners?
Yes.
Goddamn, Nostradamus.
Well, I mean, because we're always like, well, I guess we didn't have like little fucking balls anyway, but okay. I just want like.
Listen, Never in my life did I think that Nerf technology would get ahead of military firearms.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? Okay, you say it that way. When I was like 14, you're like, fucking yeah, absolutely. Fucking military shit's badass. Then I went in the military and I decided, and then you're like, oh no.
Built by the lowest bidder. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. They probably, I'm sure someone somewhere's got the coolest fucking actually makes bullets bend, and then it's like actually, and they got like actually, all those piece of shit. This is just gonna break for you, Sergeant.
Imagine like you're the R&D of Nerf, and they're like, hello. Oh, it's the military calling. They want to use your tech. They want to learn how you made bullets bend. Yeah. I mean, with I know the military's been field testing like smart weapons that have like they had one where it was a grenade launcher that you could program the distance at which it explodes, and so there's
it had like a rangefinder in it, and it would like go through the window and then blow up.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I mean, there's things like that, and obviously, but I just.
But have you been to an actual 203 range and seen people trying? They can hit the fucking house. Some of these kids, right? Right? Just saying.
I was a big fan of the.
Rounds. They're like. Fucking, I don't even know where those things are going. Like, let alone in a window. Are you serious? No.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. No, the Army's like, these are expensive. You guys can't shoot these. No.
Scott, I like Scott. 2022 thermal seeking Nerf darts. Yes, we're gonna have thermal scopes. You know, like heat seeking signatures, and I mean, Nerf is like. I want Nerf to win the next military contract. Like we're gonna build some real firearms. Fucking bullets just doing spirals and swirly birds around finding targets. Yeah, man. Remember the Mandalorian when he shoots off the little what they call them, needler missiles? I want to see a gun that does that. It's just they all fire in different directions. You know, like Nerf would build some shit like that, man. Each one would find its target. For sure. But yeah, man, that's bugging crazy. I got one more story, but I know we're coming up on the break. Here, let me we'll do this one story and then we'll take a break. This is pretty cool. Speaking of the US Army and the military, I had to bring this one up, but the US Army is let me pop that off. The US Army is pushing forward with plans to field augmented reality do-it-all goggles for the close combat forces. So I got this picture for you. This is real legit from the field. The new augmented reality system will be integrated into soldiers' goggles to improve situational awareness capabilities as they fight, train, and rehearse missions, according to a recent service news release. They are mixed reality goggles developed under the Visual Augmentation System program. It includes a digital display to access information without taking your eyes off the battlefield, thermal and low light sensors, rapid target acquisition, aided target identification, and augmented reality. It's a head-mounted digital goggle that connects to a small computer and radio. The soldiers can see through it in both daylight and in the dark. Whew, there's so much. According to an Army statement, it can show the soldier battlefield information about where the enemy is, where other soldiers in the units are. It'll help soldiers see a target they need to shoot at, use facial recognition software that can tell the soldier who a person is, can translate various languages into English, allow soldiers to send one another various kinds of digital information, including map coordinates and imagery of what's happening on the battlefield. Woo! Yeah, so the Army has gathered more than 20,000 hours of testing involving nearly 1,000 soldiers, Marines, and members of Special Operation Forces and expect to field the first unit later in 2021. So, thoughts?
Thoughts? Tina Ramos is the best fucking comment ever.
That is
twist,
money.
You put the goggles on, and it's just intense cyber awareness training.
Yeah, it's just more of like sexual harassment training, and we call it TMS training and whatnot.
Here's the deal. Here's what's going to happen. One, they're not going to work.
Well, I mean, mostly, sure.
Well, okay, and I remember Well, it's like us in the gun turrets with our fucking mics
Yeah.
and having to put a plastic fucking defact spoon on it because the fucking thing you can't hear out of them.
Yep.
Where's nowhere to tape a spoon to that little fucking thing he's got
Yeah.
on his face.
You know what I draw
work.
back to? I don't know if y'all had this, but I remember the first time we got like an optic or a laser sight on the, or like the laser pointer on the fucking gun. You had to like 550 cord it to like 6 other things, duct tape it, you know, put it, and like, oh man, I could imagine all the 550 cord dangling from this guy's, his sensor, his duct tape across. It's, you know, he's got, it's like all of his shit's connected.
Well, and secondly, that thing is, there's no way that it weighs less than 13 pounds, and you're strapping that to your fucking forehead.
Yeah. And have some thick neck muscles.
And just think how much your nods weigh when they're on the front of your helmet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you add this fucking thing to it. I mean, it's cool. It's super cool, and I like the thought process of it. But some lieutenant's gonna lose it, and everyone's gonna be out in the fucking field looking for it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like, I don't know, Christmas Eve or some shit, and no one can find their goggles. Or...
Hey, I see you, Steven. I said battery life 27 minutes. middle of a firefight. Anybody got double A's? Anybody? I'm running dead here. I've got nothing. It's true, man. It's true. Like you got to think, because then it's not just a set, but like what's powering that? And realistically, I remember 13-hour patrols. You're telling me that's gonna last, and that everyone on the battlefield is gonna have one? I mean, how many backup batteries we're gonna have for these things?
That might be kind of cool if you were mounted. If you're like in a striker or some shit,
yeah, like a plug-in for it, like the cigarette lighter, the old school. Like I'm just gonna jack in. Oh man. Oh.
But I mean, if you're like on a mounted patrol or some shit like that, might be all right. Or if you're in a helicopter, like for like a helicopter crew chief,
yeah,
that'd be cool as fuck.
But that was the point. These are for
run that through your avionics and shit too. That you could do that.
Yeah, you see, like I know the Apache pilots, they have the helmet where they turn their head, the gun swings and follows their line of sight. It scared the hell out of me. We were on a mountaintop one day, Apaches flew by and we're like, yeah, what's up? And I saw the guy look, and I just saw the turret point at me, and I'm like, no! But he was just, where he looks, the turret looks, or points. So it scared the crap out of me. But
crew chief, how cool! I think this would be super cool if you were a crew chief, and you could like have it go. Oh, they like Scott, like for a crow system, that'd be cool. But if you could have it where hooked into your computer, your avionics computer, and it could give you, it could lead your gun. Think about, if you could mount that on your helmet, and it would automatically figure in the lead for your gun, for your weapon system, that'd be fucking tits.
Yeah, they were working on a system that there'd be an optic. This was years ago. I had a buddy of mine who worked. He was an infantry guy who got hired by Natick Labs, who was doing what they called the Future Force Warrior system, and he's talking years ago. But like they had optics that they would put on the weapon, so in theory you could point your weapon like out a window or around a corner, and you could see it in your heads-up display without actually, exposing your face and getting it shot off. So this is by extension kind of a part of that. It's fascinating to me, where the future is going. I'll admit I'm super jealous, and I wish I wish when we were out on night missions that we had stuff like this. It's gonna change the landscape of modern warfare. Not to sound like the Call of Duty, but it really is going to change how the war is fought.
Maybe this kind of technology, and it all starts somewhere. It has to start somewhere.
Yeah. How could you say maybe? He's got thermal vision. I remember times being out in the thing going like, did you hear something? I thought I heard something. Yeah. And you got nods, but it's just a green cloud like that. You can't see anything. We had
like one gun truck thermal on it.
Yeah. But like exactly,
the Crow system had thermal.
Sure, but again, that's one person or one looking in one direction. Now imagine 30 sets of eyes looking in every direction. I mean, my God, you're never gonna get snuck up on again. I mean, I'm just jealous. I'm super jelly. I wish
No, I don't think that particular one that guy is wearing is going to work. But I think
that specific one, or do you mean all of them in general, or just his specific one?
Well, I mean like that iteration of them,
right?
You know what I mean? I can just see too many flaws with it, just the way it sits on. Now, I mean, if you get it to where it's like comfortable, well,
like an iPhone camera.
Yeah, basically, the Army don't give a shit if it's comfortable.
Of course not.
To be honest.
Yeah,
but
whatever's cheaper.
Because I can see this motherfucker, like, if you wore this every day for a year in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever fucking shithole we're going
neck
back.
Muscles, huge bulging neck muscles.
There's gonna be some fucking lawsuit in 10 years. Did you wear these big ass dumb goggles?
Yeah, it's not the earplugs anymore. Did you wear the IVAPS headset? Do you have a hump back now?
Did you wear the prick E7 goggles or whatever?
Do you now have a humpback because of your neck strain? Yeah, no, I agree.
The battery radiation right next to your temple or something.
Oh my God, yeah. Can you hear radio signals with just your mind? You've been exposed. Yeah, I mean, God forbid. Who knows what kind of chemicals and things are coursing through that thing? I don't know. I'm a future tech guy. I love tech. I love what it can do.
I love tech too. I love it, and I love the idea, and I know that these things take time to do. But come on, look at this dude. He's literally the poster child for this thing. Still looks pissed off he's wearing it. You know what I mean? Look at his face. He is not a happy sergeant at all.
I like Steve is out there. He goes, "Yeah, it's all fun and games until you're in the middle of a firefight and you get the software update notification. It's time to update your software." Like, no, exit out. Or
something too. That's something we don't talk about when we get this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all connected, right? It's all whatever. This connects to your vehicle, to your command, to whomever. First off, you're gonna have some captain in the talk, some Fobbit bullshit fucking S2 guy or some shit looking through your shit, yelling at you or mad because I don't know. You're looking at porn on your phone.
Why are you jacking it with the live camera feed?
Yes. You're gonna have some fuck like that, right? Secondly, it's going to break.
Okay? Oh well, yeah, they're all gonna break.
They're all gonna break, right? But you're gonna have, and I think we're kind of. I'm gonna. This is turning into Sergeant's time. And I don't want this But we have kids nowadays who cannot shoot without a CCO.
Yeah.
Right? CCO batteries fucking die. Sorry about it. You leave your shit on, and then so what the fuck are you gonna do? You got your backup iron sights. Half these fucking kids can't shoot with iron sights. You know what I mean? Like, was you get some fucking private attached to this fucking thing, and that's all he knows, and then that private becomes a sergeant. And then he's supposed to fucking lead troops. He's got some fucking bullshit on his face. His bullshit breaks. Yeah. Right? And then he can't, how do I fucking communicate with my troops? And how do I run a compass? All right, Lieutenant, fucking get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And then thirdly, we think we're all fucking smart. We got this wireless technology that we can fucking broadcast all over the goddamn world. And everybody can read our shit. And everyone can see OSAR and radar fucking whacking at the porta shitter, right? And then the Chinese fucking come in, or the Chinese or the Koreans or whoever the Iranians, somebody we pissed off can hack our shit, right?
I mean,
and then what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's certain reasons. We still got to have the basics of sergeanting. You know what I mean? You still have to.
Sure.
A fucking soldier, and you cannot rely on this technology to be the end all of this shit.
Well, I mean, and it's the same reason that I know, like in combat forces, we train not on just our weapon systems, but our buddy weapon systems and the enemy's weapon systems, right? Because you never know what you're going to be having, and why we learn combatives. Because even though we're all shoot, God forbid you get into hand-to-hand, you got to know what to do. So you always have to learn the basics and build off of that. I feel like the most likely scenario is some stupid smart kid figures out how to hack these and is watching porn on his heads-up display, and
Right? I thought I was special because I had the fucking I had the private who could like hack shit into the radio. You know what I mean? So we could listen to fucking AC/DC when we're on the fucking road.
Exactly.
And all he did was like take earbuds and tape them to the extra headset. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, these guys, Joe will always be creative when it comes to what he can do with what you give him. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
hey, Sor, I ain't got no batteries.
My battery's died.
Battery dead, Sor.
I just and there's so many little pieces. You know, the little knob, the wire.
It's
just,
and on this guy, not one fucking piece of 550 cord, not one.
I mean, there's so many pieces. One of those lenses break. The strap on the top breaks. I mean, you know, you're getting
gonna get all scratched up in the fucking desert. Yeah, and shit.
You're getting in and out of the Humvee, and like the thing catches on the thing, and you rip it and you pop it.
Yep, it's right next to your face, and it fucking breaks your neck when you go to get out of the truck.
Oh god, you're just like,
or you're up in the turret and you throw your shit down because you have to get out to go piss.
Exosuits. Yeah, those are next, man. Those are next. All right, let's take a short break. We'll be back with lots more news. We got stuff from the movies and the TVs and the things and the games and lots of cool news. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
From the I stood there in that middle of church with a bottle of gin in my hand. I'm looking up at the rooftop like I'm trying to find my long lost friend. My days turn to nights, my nights turn to weeks when you're living life on the road. I'm halfway back to New Orleans with a few more drinks to go. I say, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
What's up, guys? We are back. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're back at it. Mr. Radar, you with us, buddy?
What's up, man?
Oh, man. Are you ready to talk some more geek-tastic news?
Absolutely.
Give the people
Absolutely
what they want. Let's see. So we were talking about games and toys, or toys and things and comics, and let's talk about movies.
Movies?
Movies.
Oh, movies.
Movies. So, unless, I mean, if you're watching this show, you've got a more or less an idea of what's happening in the pop culture world. Unless that's why you tune into us, so you can know. But, I mean, I think most of the people in the world have heard about this whole GameStop stock. I mean, what do you want to call it? Kerfluffle? Kerfuffle? I mean,
that's a good word.
It's been interesting to watch. Hollywood has taken notice. Surprise, surprise. The people that are known for such original ideas come to find out Netflix is reportedly in talks with the Zero Dark 30 writer, Mark Boyle, to write a movie based on the GameStop stock market surge with Noah Centineo attached. While also on the other side of Hollywood, MGM is working on its own take of the same story written by Ben Mesrich. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, of a movie or possibly show based on the GameStop debacle?
God, I don't know.
Is
okay.
Hollywood officially out of ideas?
Yes.
Yes. You're right. What happened? Are you asking the audience for help?
Yeah, I don't know.
This isn't phone a friend.
Okay. Yeah, it's this phone a friend. Come from my fucking dumb ass. All right, but seriously, okay. All right.
Breathe. Yeah.
Are they out of ideas? Yes.
Simple answer. I like it. Yes.
I mean, yeah, obviously, they're dumb.
I mean, I guess they figure, okay, hundreds of thousands of people partook. So if you make a movie about it, maybe they'll all those people will come to see if they're in the movie. like, oh, I was involved in that. It's like if they made a movie about the Area 51 raid, although it never actually happened.
Yeah.
It's
fuckheads.
like,
Why don't they actually do that?
Bunch of quitters, that's why. Bunch of
Yeah.
fakers and quitters. Yeah. But I saw that and I was just like, it's sad nowadays because something will happen. Something tragic. When the Las Vegas shooting, happened, the festival happened, when, all these different crazy things happen. Like, obviously, your heart goes out to these people and what's going through and why. But then I always have this thought, how long until Hollywood makes a movie about this? You know what I mean? Like, we had the 9/11 movies, within 2 years of 9/11? World Trade and was it Flight 93? You know what I mean? Like, so it's just the fact that Hollywood is jumping on this. I mean, like, it just happened this week. And they're already like, get the rights, get the option rights to make this. It's crazy. It's crazy. And here, no one will buy my story.
Right?
When are we gonna get the story, the Pop Culture Warrior, true tell all? You know, we're gonna get like a, what was it? Remember the old MTV like behind the band or behind the music style of like what you really didn't know about behind the scenes in Pop Culture Warrior will shock you.
It won't shock anybody, by the way.
Yeah, they were out of ideas when someone gave the green light to Aquaman. Hey, I didn't hate Aquaman. Now, Green Lantern, on the other hand, that was just a terrible, terrible movie. And I love Ryan Reynolds. I think the guy could shit gold if he wanted to. But man, that Green Lantern movie was just, whew, steamy old pile of garbage. Hot garbage.
Not gold, apparently.
just hot garbage. So yeah, so that's that. I mean, yeah. And speaking of original ideas, yeah, Dark Tower wasn't that great either. Yeah, honestly. Speaking of original ideas in Hollywood, turns out Hollywood wants to make Borderlands, the video game, into a major motion picture. And in a surprising bit of casting, they've chosen here, let me pull this up. I actually have a picture here. So there's a popular character in Borderlands called Roland. And here is who they've tapped to lost it. To play Roland in the Borderlands movie. It's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart has been cast in a major role. It was revealed that Lionsgate adaptation of the video game series has secured up the comedian to play Roland, a prominent character Borderlands fans will have no need of introduction to. Unfortunately, any salient details of the movies are still unavailable, but it was divulged that negotiations with Hart for the role have been ongoing for months, which makes sense, I guess. But the movie's director is going to be Eli Roth, who, people should know Eli Roth and his work. He's done a lot of good stuff. I don't know how this is gonna play out. Borderlands is an interesting game. Oh wait, maybe I forgot to. There we go.
What
I forgot to put the actual the logo on the screen. But there you go. Roland's Kevin Hart. Is he a short character in the game? Not necessarily, but maybe they'll give him some big boy boots, I guess.
Please don't.
Let's see. It's interesting. It's interesting. When asked about the role, Eli Roth noted that Kevin Hart is primarily known for his comedic roles, but that this movie will showcase a side of Kevin audiences have never seen before. He followed up by saying that he's backing the casting, suggesting that Kevin Hart is perfect for the role. I mean, of course he is. He's a major movie star, and getting someone like that to be in your movie is going to just boost ticket sales. So, I mean, I don't know. I was never that big a Borderlands fan, so I don't know. Wait, just based on the picture alone, what do you think? I mean, it's decent casting, I guess.
It's whatever, man. I don't know.
It is what it is.
I mean, okay. You could cast a lot of African American actors in that role, I think. And does Kevin Hart fit it? Maybe. I think Kevin Hart's too funny, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kevin Hart's a comedian.
And the fact that they don't, based on what he said, you're going to see another side of him because he's only known for his comedic. That tells me it's not going to be a comedic role for him. So
probably not. I mean, it's not really a comedic character.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Why hire a guy known for comedy to play a part not comedic?
Unless he wants to step away from comedy. which might be a thing. I don't know.
Diversifying, sure.
But then do you do that as a video game character? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. It's whatever. It's kind of. And here's the other thing too. I'm probably not gonna play it. So if it sucks balls my mouth, I don't care.
No. Or watch the movie about it.
Or any of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
If you make me, then I might do it.
I'll tell you. I'm still telling you to watch The Boys, and you won't do it. So I've got obviously no power over you. So
no,
you have to watch.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch. I mean, okay.
You have to watch it.
Here's the deal. You gotta remember. I gotta fight with like 1,000 fucking kids and whatever. Blah, blah, blah,
I'm gonna buy you your own tablet so you can watch it.
No, I have a phone, but okay. Quality of bullshit that I got to deal with.
Sure.
Just be careful. I don't know if you're not. I go upstairs, grab a quick bite, right? Go in the living room. They're watching The Princess Bride. I think it's Princess Bride. The one with the fucking Andre the Giant in it. Isn't that Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah.
That's the kind of quality of shit. It's either that or like Disney's fucking Pixar bullshit.
Right.
Because I have kids. Honestly, my fucking 4-year-old will watch basically whatever I watch. She doesn't give a shit. She's like, oh, it's Saving Private Ryan. Sit down and watch it or whatever. She watched We Were Soldiers with me like 2 weeks ago. Sat there, watched the whole fucking movie. It doesn't have to be
standing.
But my 17-year-old better be Cars, better be Frozen, better be some bullshit. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's hilarious. In other news, the long-awaited announcement. We've talked about it here on the show. Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League has officially been given a release date. You all will get to see the true, quote-unquote, true version of what the movie was supposed to be very soon. March 18th, which is a little over a month and a half from now, you'll get to sit down and watch like the 6-hour version of Justice League that Zack Snyder apparently always wanted to show. So it's going to be interesting because we're going to have, what is it, March 18th is Zack Snyder's Justice League. March 19th starts Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we've got there's going to be a good week for comic book adaptation fans. It's going to be a good week. So I don't know. I'm still saying that the Justice League movie was a bloated mess at 2 hours. I don't know at 4.5 or 5 hours or whatever nonsense they have it at now. Is it going to be a better movie? I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll make more sense, but I don't know, man. Thoughts? Anybody? Thoughts on the Justice League movie? Because I just, is it redeemable? You've seen the Justice League movie, I'm assuming. Do you remember Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
yes.
Aquaman?
Yes.
Hot piece of garbage. You'd remember. Really bad.
Impressed. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah. Oop, hey, we're getting a call, actually. Hang on. I got to...
Ooh, yay, caller. Hi, caller.
All right. Hello? Who's this?
This is King.
Hey, King. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm watching the show, and you're talking about the Zack Snyder Justice League, or at least that's where I'm at in the show right now.
Yeah.
And I've got this to say about it. I think that I'd rather sit and watch a 6-hour cut of Justice League than that stupid show WandaVision on Disney Plus.
Oh no.
Yes,
well, I seem to have lost our caller. I mean, now I would have to disagree in my opinion that your choice is the right choice, but I respect your position on the matter. I don't know a lot of people that can say they'd be, that they were Justice League fans in general. Admittedly, WandaVision has had a slow start, has not been what people were expecting or wanted. It's just I don't know. I mean, here's your moment. Here's your time to shine. State your case why Justice League is better than WandaVision.
Ooh, put me on the spot.
Put him on the spot.
I was not ready for that.
You can't defend your own stance.
No, I cannot. This was King's last stand, and I am on the hill by myself. No, man. I don't know if you guys had talked about it earlier in the show. I'm just not kind of tuning in. I think for a 6 or 9 series show that they're having on Disney Plus, and for it to be less than half an hour each show, I'm falling asleep, really before anything, and I'm trying to catch the plot. I'm trying to understand what it is that I'm watching, and I'm bored.
Have you seen episode 4?
I did see episode 4. Episode 4, I was like, why couldn't this be like early episode 3, late episode 2, somewhere earlier in the series? Things started to open up then. I will say that. I said, okay, because they almost lost me.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I will finish the show now, because I was going to just give up. Like, I'm done.
I understand. Now, I agree. I agree with that. It was slow. It was like, I understand why they did it, right? The whole thing was they were building this mystery, and this was kind of like the reveal episode, right? I agree that they could have edited it a little bit differently, where if it's a 25-minute show, give us 20 minutes each episode, 20 minutes of the WandaVision sitcom with 5 minutes of like, this is what's happening in the real world. You could have chopped episode 4 into 5-minute chunks that played like at the end of episodes 1, 2, and 3. And I think people would have been more fully on board sooner than having us all wait till episode 4 to get people really invested. So I do feel like
I see that vision.
Yeah.
Like that's wow. Why aren't you in Hollywood?
Because hindsight's 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at telling people what went wrong. No, but yeah, no, it's an excellent point. I think we all agree that it was such a big different take on the show. We talked about it earlier that it was a big swing for Marvel to try something different. I do stand firm that the original intent was to have Falcon and Winter Soldier, the show, come before WandaVision so that they could kind of ease us out of the typical Marvel and move towards the longer story format, and then have WandaVision come next to say like, hey, did you dig the long story format? Well, here's something a little different from that. Instead of that very harsh left turn going from, Endgame, Spider-Man, 50 sitcom. Like it was such a harsh transition. I don't think that's what they had intended, pre-COVID. But it is where we are. But I do believe moving forward, there's going to be more action, more intrigue. We're going to start to see Wanda really start to unravel. We're going to see more menacing. We're going to see more action. We'll see more of the real world. But yeah, I'll tell you what though. Can we just for a second, the first few minutes of that episode with like the reverse blip or the people, how awesome was that to see people coming back into reality, and just the I thought the scene was so well done. The special effects were phenomenal. The acting on, like, it was just so cool for me. And I've already seen a bunch of like dub smash like the videos where it's lined up where like Iron Man makes the snap and people come back into reality. Or no, it was not Iron Man. It was when Hulk makes the snap and brings people back into reality, and that plays over the chick coming, Monica coming back into reality. And oh man, it was just so well done, so well done. Go ahead.
I've got three small things. Did you see? I guess somebody kind of put two and two together where the one agent, I can't think of his name, that was in episode 4. How he did the card trick thing with his hand.
He learned from
Iron Man. Back into
he learned that from Ant-Man. Yeah.
Yep. I saw that. I was like, oh man, that's cool. Like that's something that I wouldn't have picked up on, but like I would assume somebody like you would have like seen that. And
it's a great callback
together because I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's a great callback.
All right, and then my second quick thing was to go back to the Justice League. I didn't think that the Justice League was a bad movie. I didn't think it was great, but I enjoyed it. So that is my thoughts on Justice League as well. And then the final thing, and I'll go so that you can get back to your show. Radar, watch The Boys. I don't know you that well, but I think you would love it.
Everybody wants me to watch The Boys. All right.
Yeah.
Let me talk to Mama Radar about
it. I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. King, man, thank you so much for calling in, man. We appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, you take it easy, buddy.
All right.
All right. Yeah, see, we're taking calls, man. That's what we do here. We have friends. Friends of the show. Anytime any of you guys want to call in, we'll have you, man. We'll talk to you. We love you. But yeah, so Justice League. Here's the thing. Am I gonna watch it? Of course I'm gonna watch it. Because I saw Catwoman, for God's sakes, the Halle Berry Catwoman. And I knew that'd be a train wreck. I saw Elektra in theaters. Who thought that was gonna be a good movie? I'm come from an era where I was so grateful to have anything sort of a comic book movie that I would watch it regardless, because I just appreciated having something that I loved in some sort of way, put up on the big screen. And so I absolutely will watch it, even though I still think, I don't know, we'll see. Come March 19th, we'll see, or 18th, March 18th, we'll see. And I'm sure we'll have lots to discuss here on the show when that comes. Lastly, my friend, have you seen any of the new Godzilla or King Kong movies? Like any of the ones from like the last couple of years?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one directly. I haven't sat down and watched one from beginning to end.
Yeah. Okay.
So no.
I've seen most of them. I saw when, like Jack Black was in the King Kong movie, and then I think they made another one with Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston, which I thought was, Captain Marvel and Loki, and Sam Jackson was in it too. So you had Nick Fury were all in the Godzilla King Kong, second King Kong movie. I saw that one, and I saw the Godzilla, which I was pissed because they really played it up like Bryan Cranston was going to be a big part in that Godzilla movie, and he died like 10 minutes in, which was crazy. But they were maxing on his star power, or banking on his star power. But either way, all those movies have led us here. There is going to be a Godzilla versus King Kong movie, and I have the trailer for you. So guys, sit back, relax, adjust your speakers, because here comes Godzilla versus Kong. Woo! All right. That was intense.
Like camping.
Intense. I got that. Well, we find ourselves here. Godzilla versus Kong. I mean, So many questions. Because in the last couple movies, Godzilla was seen to be the hero. He was the guy that was saving humanity. And here we have him somewhat being the villain. And then Kong, who's like the misunderstood this and that, like, is now the hero saving us from Godzilla. So many questions. So many questions. I think it's kind of obvious because, you know, Godzilla is Godzilla and everybody loves him, whatever. There's got to be some type of mind control, right? Like, he's not doing it on purpose. He's being controlled by either some aliens, I don't know, some type of evil corporation has got like a Godzilla mind control device, or one of the other monsters has like a hypnosis spell on him. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, it looks intense, but here's the mind bot. Like, I hate it because immediately I can't just enjoy something anymore. The first thing I see is like, okay, Godzilla, King Kong standing on a battleship fighting. Like, a rough wave will knock that thing over, and you have two of the biggest monsters in history standing on it, throwing blows like it's a surfboard. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't imagine a monster the size of the Empire State Building standing on a battleship without, you know, crushing it and sending it deep into the ocean.
Well, that's where you're wrong, sir.
Oh. Oh.
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know what to think about ships.
I mean, he in the very same clip, Godzilla brushed by one and it exploded. But now he climbs onto it and rides it like a surfboard. No big deal.
Probably.
The other thing I have.
This is when you drive me fucking bonkers, dude. You're trying to rationalize.
I know. I don't even like it about myself. I don't like it about myself. I'm letting you in on where my brain goes. The other thing is, in previous Godzilla movies, we know he big as fuck. We know that, right? But he climbed.
He's a big old.
He big old boy, but he climbed the Empire State Building. He's smaller than the Empire State Building. We've seen in Godzilla movies, he's as big as the tallest buildings, right? He's massively huge. And yet here they are, nose to nose, toe to toe, same-ish height. When did Godzilla either shrink, which in the preview we saw him standing next to a building, so he's still big as fuck. So then when did Kong get like, I don't know, 100 times bigger? Because in the thing, it's
called puberty. His fucking balls dropped. He got big as fuck. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, dude.
This is what happened, right? So here I'm gonna spin this marketing style. So what happened was, they knew Godzilla was a threat, and Kong was the only one that could fight him. So they hit him with some of that like super soldier growth hormone. They gave him some of them steroids and got your boy big and swole and got him ready. You know, do like the Rocky training montage, give him some boxing lessons, and got him ready to go. Full Kong on him. Scott said the military gave him some roids. That's what I'm saying.
No, the military gave him some fucking bullshit 3D helmet that didn't fucking work.
They gave him some augmented reality and hope for the best. They gave him some rippets.
Last time I heard about soldiers augmenting their reality, they got busted down and kicked out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, them rippets, man. Them rippets are bad for you. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, there you go. Kong versus Godzilla, the matchup for the ages. I'm still saying I want to see Mecha Godzilla. If you're gonna go crazy, let's go crazy. Mecha Godzilla, the robot Godzilla. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go all the way, and then aliens to boot, just cause. Oh, Kong versus Godzilla versus Aliens versus Predator versus Freddy versus Jason. Yeah.
No. Godzilla and Kong versus Aliens.
Versus Aliens and Predator.
Predator. Tag
Yes.
team. Ka-ching.
Versus Freddy and Jason. Let's get crazy with it. Let's get absolutely crazy with it. I'm just saying.
And then they're battling on a plane full of snakes.
Oh, wow.
In a Sharknado.
In a shark. Flying into a Sharknado. All right, let's do this. Godzuki is an option. Yes, always. Yeah, man. That's bonkers. And again, thanks to what we talked about the week before, HBO Max saying, hey, anything made by Warner Brothers will be available on HBO Max day and date of the release in theaters. So if you got HBO Max, you get to see Kong vs. Godzilla in your home the same day it hits theaters. So God bless. What's next?
You know, we didn't talk about the. I'm kind of sad about this. It's fucking Groundhog's Day, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, I am out of touch. Apparently, it's
I just thought
Groundhog
about
Day.
you said movies. When you said movies, okay, so today,
Yes.
right? I'm driving by the movie theater and it said Groundhog's Day. I'm like, why the fuck would they be showing Groundhog's Day? The fuck. It was like
It seems like it's
it
seems like it's out of theaters by now. I'm just saying.
No, well, I do live in BFE, but so I got to work. I'm like, why the fuck would the theater be showing Groundhog Day? And one of the girls who works there, she's like, because it's Groundhog's Day. I'm like,
For the what time? For the what teenth time is it Groundhog's Day? Because
right. But she was right. It was Groundhog's Day, and
happy Groundhog's Day then.
Punxsutawney Phil did see a shadow.
You know what? I did see a meme earlier. It was Jerry Jones pulling the gopher out, and it was the Dallas Cowboys helmet, and it was saying, "Look, 16 more seasons without wins, or without a Super Bowl." and I was like, "Wow, what a strange reference." I was like, "Where did that come from?" And that's because it's Groundhog's Day. So
it is.
There you go.
And it's Groundhog's Day, so yeah, we got that.
Yeah, you got that.
But yeah, go.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. Real quick before we go, I've got two little gaming stories. Switch over again. Promise some gaming news. So, interesting thing happened over the last 2 weeks. You have an Xbox, right?
I do.
You partake. You partake. You know the old subscription-based gold live service, right?
Yes, I do.
Pay like $60 a year and you get online services and the like. Well, I don't know if you know this, but Microsoft made a decision about a week ago that they were going to change the prices for Xbox Gold Live subscriptions. It would they declared that a 6-month subscription would now cost $59.99, making the 1-year subscription $120. As you can imagine, gamers were not thrilled about this announcement. They let Microsoft have it online and just ripped them to shreds. It took literally less than a day for Microsoft to reverse its decision.
Good.
Yeah. Basically, here was the statement that came out later that day, the same day of the announcement. We messed up today, and you were right to let us know. Connecting and playing with friends is a vital part of gaming, and we failed to meet the expectations of players who count on it every day. As a result, we've decided not to change Xbox Live Gold pricing. We're turning this moment into an opportunity to bring Xbox Live more in line with how we see the player at center of the experience. Free-to-play games will truly be free, and you will no longer need an Xbox Live Gold membership to play those games on Xbox. We're working hard to deliver this change as soon as possible in the coming months. So they went from doubling the price of an Xbox Gold Live membership to now saying all those free-to-play games, right? Your your Apex Legends, your Fortnite, your Call of Duty Warzone, those games will no longer require a Gold Live account. You will not need to pay online service fee of Xbox Gold Live to be able to play those games. Now, they're specifying free-to-play games are no longer needed to pay to play. Still, if you have something like, I like Madden, I'm going to need an Xbox Live membership to play online with my friends. But
right.
for
or
those...
if you have the Game Pass or whatever.
Right. But for those that love Apex or love Fortnite or love, I think it's like Rocket League and Warzone, but don't necessarily care about, the other games, this is an opportunity to save yourself some money. You'll be able to play online for free, truly. It continues, says, if you are an Xbox Live Gold member already, you stay at your current price for renewal. New and existing members can continue to enjoy their Xbox Live Gold for the same prices they pay today. And that was the end of the message. So, interesting. I'm not sure how they plan on implementing specific games not needing Xbox Live service, but other games needing it. But they seem to have an idea. I don't know what made them think that they were going to double the price of subscriptions and everybody would just be cool with it. I don't know if I was more shocked by the decision to do it or more shocked within less than, might have been like 6 hours of them reversing the decision and then saying like, hey, we'll let you play games for free if you don't hate us.
Like, sorry about it.
Yeah, sorry about it. April Fools. Like, I mean, I don't.
Groundhog Day, bitches. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, okay, I'm gonna say this though. Like, if it would have went up, I don't know, a couple bucks, I probably wouldn't have said shit about it. I would not even have batted an eye at it. Because that is something, we've talked about video games in the past, like where, 20 years ago it was $60 for a new game. You go there today, it's $60 for a new game. Like, the prices really haven't changed, right? Two things haven't changed in price. Okay? Video games, Jack in the Box tacos. That's another story. But anyway, okay, so if it would have went up, I don't even say $5 a year or $6 a year, some shit like that. Like, okay, we're gonna add a couple, just get more expensive and blah 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 blah. Okay, cool, I get it. It went from $59.99 a year to $69.99 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, I get that.
I say $20. $20.
Yeah.
Add on another $20 a year. I'm okay with it. I'm not even like that sucks, but I get it. I get it, right?
But you fuck around and double the price. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now, Microsoft. Like, you motherfuckers ain't making enough money already. y'all fucked with the wrong crowd, the gamers.
When I heard the announcement, I was like, oh, like, I mean, do you have a choice? Like, you gotta pay it.
No, you do not have to pay it.
I mean, you don't
can
have
let
to.
that fucking Xbox rot and go get a fucking PlayStation.
But
because you know what, I like the controller better on an Xbox. I've sat here on this show and defended Xboxes, but my fat ass would have went down and bought a PS5 as soon as I could find one. See you, and been done with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fucking $100-some a fuck you. No way. I could eat a dick for that.
Yeah. Oh man. So good news, they've reversed their decision. It'll stay at $60 a year, and also you're gonna get free games out of it. So or free to play games for free.
we won, bitches.
We won. So cyberbullying does work. They said it was bad, but it does work. If between that and the GameStop stock debacle, cyberbullying does work.
It does work. And I am not even mad about it.
All right, one last story. For those like me who love playing football, video game wise, some good
Say, like,
news.
real ass football or what?
I mean, I enjoy playing a little bit of pigskin, but
I playing shovel.
no, some exciting news out of virtual football is EA Sports is resurrecting the college football video game series, NCAA football. For those that were big fans, big fans of, hasn't been around since 2013. 2013 was the last time there was an NCAA, and it had to do because of like, oh well, what was it that you couldn't use the likeness of the players, and because of college, it has the weird rule, people can't get paid for playing like they can in the pros, so you couldn't use their likeness because you were making money off their likeness, which you can't do, and that was the whole thing. So for the first time in nearly 8 years, sports fans are going to be able to play a brand new college football game. EA Sports, the company that produces Madden, FIFA, NHL, announced on Tuesday that it was finally dipping its toes back into the waters of college football. The new series is being developed for a next-generation game consoles and will mark the first time it's been around since NCAA Football 14 was released. Now, the way they are circumventing this, there was legal issues preventing NCAA football games from being made because of the whole blah blah blah. So they were able to move forward because of a partnership with CLC. So the next series, called EA Sports College Football, will be arriving. What they're basically doing is they won't use specific player names or likenesses the way they did in old games or the way they do in like Madden, because the NCAA doesn't allow players to be paid for their likenesses while in college. But that rule could be overturned in the next year. So although that outcome won't, if the rule does change, it won't have any effect on this production of this new game because it's already in the works. Who knows how the future is, but basically we're going to get a college game without any recognizable college players. I mean, it's something, right?
It is something.
Something.
It is something.
And if the rule changes, maybe in the future we will get college people's likenesses because they can be paid to have their likenesses. Heath says EA needs to make another Fight Night or sit their asses down. I agree. I really liked Fight Night. Fight Night was a great game. In fact, not too long ago, I re-downloaded the last Fight Night just to get in there. Yeah, just to get in there and throw some haymakers, man. It was a great game. It was a great game. I miss it. I miss it. The closest you can get to right now is like UFC, the game, which has, a couple good boxing mechanics in there, but it doesn't have that. Oh man, I remember, you do the slip and then the hook and bow, and you see the sweat just come off the dude's face and just daze him, and then you just bow, uppercut his ass, and yeah, man. Oh, those Fight Night games were legit.
They were good. Those were good games.
Yeah.
Do you? I don't know. Just trying to figure out, like, why don't we have more of those games? You think?
That's a great question, man. That's a great question.
Because they're not unpopular. They were never unpopular games.
Agreed. But you could say that about a couple different series. Why haven't we had another Splinter Cell? Why haven't we had another? I got a good buddy who loves Ace Combat, the fighter jets.
I love Ace Combat.
Yeah.
They had one that came out not too long ago. Fuck, it's like false. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. So why haven't, like, there's a lot of IP out there. Yet we'll get 26 Assassin's Creeds and 42 Call of Duties. I mean, like.
And honestly, not to be a dick, but more fucking Maddens. Like, how much can you change a Madden game? I know I'm fucking opening a can of worms with that bullshit. But what I'm saying is, essentially, the game mechanics are the same as they were for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, you look at something like a fight. I mean, there's very few modern in that genre of like fighting, hand-to-hand combat kind of fighting, whether it be UFC or boxing or whatever, Mike Tyson fucking bullshit, whatever. We don't have
Mike Tyson's Punch
Yeah.
Out.
You know what I mean? Or I kind of miss how like the sports games used to have like some comedic aspect to it.
Sure.
Like NBA Jam, for example.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like was funny and fun, but it was still basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
NFL
now
Blitz.
You get like now it's like super fucking realistic, and which has its plays.
Sure.
But also there's no like fuck around to it. Like make some fuck around games. Make some fight nights.
They were talking about doing remember it was a Def Comedy Jam, like, but the Fight Club version, like we had like Snoop Dogg fighting the Wu-Tang Clan. It was like a fighting game, and Def Jam City or something like that. Like they do. I agree with you. They do need to some games need to make them silly again and fun to play.
Yes.
Yeah, Scott says KOTOR 3. Yeah, I'm down with it. Let's go. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, we need extra level. I do like violence. I do like violence, God.
Think about something like GTA, man. GTA was over the top, like, you steal a car, drive over a hooker, and then and then like the most recent ones are like super realistic, and you get money and you're buying penthouses and all like this. Like, yeah, they don't make games just to go nuts anymore, like just to have fun and be crazy with it. I think like Saints Row did it for a while.
But I mean, like GTA kind of does that. I mean, that's probably the reason GTA 5 is still a thing, honestly, because you have your game play if you want to follow whatever.
Yeah.
But you can also fuck around. It's a wide open map. You can do literally whatever you want. Like, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? And I think I think that's one reason GTA is very popular.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at games like, and I know that the battle royale first person shooters have kind of taken over that genre anyway, but there are no flight simulator games really, Ace Combat type simulators. I mean, you get Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's super crazy realistic.
Super, yeah. Which, by the way, they're releasing it for Xbox.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's coming soon to Xbox.
Just on Series X, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a monster effort. Like you need a good PC to run that game to begin with. So yeah, it's probably gonna be Series X.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that the Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh my god, Celebrity Deathmatch. Oh.
The problem with there's no way you're gonna get everyone to sign off on that shit now in a video game. Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, but if you've got shit like that, you have shit like that, right? It'll be fun. You know what I mean? But make some, and part of that back then, like NBA Jam, for example, was because the fucking console sucked. You know what I mean? Well, let's be honest. Like, and now you look at like, okay, I think all of our consoles, especially when you get the next gen, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, people are trying to take these things like this Microsoft Flight Simulator and show the potential of the consoles. Right, show the graphics potentials and show how fast the processor is. I get all that. I understand that. I understand the need and the want and the desire for developers to do that. But it gets back to what we were talking about with movies. You get into the canon of the MCU or whatever. That's really that's where you thrive. You love that shit.
Yeah.
Me, I want to watch an entertaining show. Okay. When I get on, we'll say World of Tanks, for example. I get on World of Tanks. I know that in real life, an 88 shell is going to penetrate this tank, and it's going to blow it up in one shot, and it's going to be fucking gone, whatever, right?
Right.
You don't do that in it. It's an arcade style game, right? You got to hit people a couple, 3-4 times to destroy them.
Right.
Because it's an arcade game. It's fun. It's not hyper realistic and all of these things.
To a degree, yeah.
I mean, it's got a sense of realism. They're real tanks, and they do behave like a tank, basically. But you do have that arcade aspect to it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that sometimes the developers are losing that a little bit. that it is a game, that it is something to be enjoyed, not just hyper realistic football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm watching, my one son loves playing soccer and he got the new FIFA game and he's playing the shit out of it, but it's like, oh, it's very realistic.
Just as boring as real soccer.
Right? I mean, basically, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like watching him play soccer, but I don't watch it on television.
Right.
But so, I mean, you look at, why not have like, I don't know, NBA Jam Soccer or whatever, MLS Jams or some shit, where the fucking ball's on fire and the guy's head's 3 times too big for his fucking body and shit's on. Yeah, that's fucking
he does
funny.
A scissor kick in midair and kicks the other guy's head off.
Yeah,
scores a goal with his head. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, man, that was a great series. That was a huge success. It was so cool, so different. From what I understand, the reason they haven't done another one, once Marvel started pulling all their characters back, they were purposely killing off other franchises, purposely devaluing their own kind of product. So like when they tried to get the Fantastic Four rights back, and they're like, no, we're going to make Fantastic Four movies, they like basically killed them off in the comic books. They said, okay, then we're not going to make Fantastic Four comic books to devalue that property. Same thing with the X-Men. You couldn't really kill them all off, but they did like the end of House of M where they like got rid of almost all the mutants. They were basically trying to devalue their own product so that way they could get the rights back, because if the comic books are doing well, then the movie franchise will do well. So they were like, well, shit, we'll just cut them out of the comic books. So part of that was they couldn't do video games that had all these great characters in them because they were trying purposefully to devalue their own stock to be able to get all the characters back. So now that they own all the rights to like 90% of their characters again, they should do a Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And I'd be shocked if there wasn't some company out there working on it, because that was a great game. A lot of fun. Scott says there should be a game where you hook up an Abrams and load it into a C-130, airdrop it onto an island for a tank battle royale. If you don't hook it up right, plummet and die. That's interesting. So instead of people dropping out onto an island, you have tanks. Like, yeah, I could see that. Battle royale, tank style, dropping in. Yeah, I can see that. Might be onto something.
I'm not against it. I am not against it at all.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. That's got to be like a mod for like World of Tanks. Like instead of just starting on the battlefield, you get dropped in, and there's like mustard gas closing in, so you have to like, whatever. I don't know. Anyway. Pete says SSX. That was the snowboarding game. Yeah, a lot of the extreme stuff doesn't exist anymore. Like, if you notice, there's not a lot of skateboarder games. There's not a lot of X Gamesy kind of games. I did see a report, they are working on a Skate. They're bringing back the franchise Skate, which I loved Skate, the franchise. So good.
There's
better
one
than
though.
Tony Hawk.
There's a couple that I actually had downloaded one from, but it's a downhill mountain bike game. And then there's another one that the kids were all playing for a minute, and it's like snowboarding and skiing and shit too. Like that's pretty fucking.
Well, I guess I mean like big AAA titles, right?
Descenders was the one.
Yeah,
that
I've seen that the bike one. Yeah, well, I'm saying like the big AAA titles, right? We haven't seen, Tony Hawk came out with like a remastered, but that's a recycling of the old stuff. But Skate was like the first one where I saw it, where I was like, oh shit, they're bringing back a big title and getting, putting money behind it. I'll pick it up. I'm excited for it. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Scott said they remade Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like 1 and 2, the originals. They remastered it. I got it. The nostalgia factor kind of wore off pretty quick, if I'm being honest. But I'm totally down to play some Skate. I feel like, a new Skate, not a remastered Skate. But I think that'll be fun. But yeah, like Pete said, SSX was a great snowboarding game. A lot of fun, very campy, very silly, very over the top, not super realistic. But yeah, that's they made a game not too long ago, I remember, that was meant to be like a very realistic snowboarding experience. Like, you get choppered up to the top of the mountain and you like work your way down the mountain, and it was supposed to be like super, super realistic. I don't think it did that well. But yeah, anyway.
I mean, it might. I don't know. I don't know shit about it, I guess.
Yeah. With that, we've come to the end. I did want to share with you one bit, because you do know I love giving you some news about Carol Baskins. You know,
motherfucking Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskins. I can't end an episode without giving you some Carol Baskin news. So, are you ready for your Tiger King update?
Yes, please.
So, recently, in a new interview with Britain's The Telegraph tabloid, Tiger King's Carol Baskin revealed what she thinks, quote unquote, happened to her missing husband. She says, and I quote, "I really believe he was suffering mentally. So if he's alive somewhere, he probably has absolutely no idea who he is. But if that were the case, I would take care of him for the rest of his life." She continued, "I am happily married, but I always loved Don." So, when asked if her current husband would be okay with that situation, she said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. He's an angel." Now,
yeah, he don't want to get fed to the fucking tigers.
Though Lewis's disappearance has never been solved, he was legally declared dead back in 2002. No arrest or charges have been made in the 23 plus years since he was last seen. In an interview last year, Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Krosinger admitted he thinks more than one person could actually be responsible for Lewis's death. He says, "I'm extremely suspicious, not just of her, of this whole circle here. Extremely suspicious," he said. "Like I said, I don't want to allude to the fact or insinuate that she's our person of interest and that this is who we're focusing on. I'm not comfortable saying that yet. Listen, there's not normally one person that commits a homicide. It's always a couple people. This had to be extremely planned out. This has to be well thought out. There has to be someone else involved in this. There's someone who was paid to do it. There's someone who helped do it. I'm hoping that person wants to come and get this off their chest and help law enforcement do the right thing." And one last bit of news is that Carol Baskin revealed she now carries a gun on her at all times due to multiple death threats she's received. So there you go. She says she thinks he was suffering mentally, and that if he's alive somewhere, he probably has absolutely no idea who he is.
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dead men tell no tales, right?
That's right.
So, thoughts on Miss Baskin's statement?
Be trying to put this in the right words. I don't want to mince my words here. Bitch crazy.
Bitch crazy.
Big crazy.
Goddamn Carol Baskins.
Carol motherfucking Baskin.
Yeah, and the fact that she now carries a gun.
That does not surprise me. That's honestly one of the smartest things I've heard fall the fuck out of her face. I mean, let's be honest. If 3/4 of the world thinks you killed your motherfucking husband and wants revenge because they all like the gay mullet dude who fucks tigers or whatever, you should probably carry a fucking gun. I'm just saying.
The cocaine loving, tiger humping, mullet wearing. Anyway, but yeah, so there's your
a whole lot wrong with that situation, and that pig needs to carry a gun.
Yeah. Smart. But there you have it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of another wonderful episode of Pop Culture Warrior. I want to thank you so much for staying tuned with us, hanging out, sharing the love, We've got some great audience members. You guys are the best. I love chatting with you guys each and every week. Mr. Radar, tell the audience what they've won.
Well, they have won a whole evening with Pop Culture Warrior 1 year anniversary edition.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. It's fucking exciting. But it was CQ and Radar. And then tomorrow night, Wednesday, hump day off. Donza, I'm going to nurse my knee. You guys are going to hang out with your family, go to church, probably. Guessing by already, it's probably church night. Anyway, Thursday night, Sorrent's time. ICE, Spanky, Sergeants, Sergeanting, U.S. Army, National Guard Reserves, retirees, all that stuff. They've got some news. And it's not just about the beards. It's all kinds of news. Friday night Freedom. Cause Pookie. Good show. Tune in, listen up, talk to Godzilla. Taxation is theft. Okay, Saturday night, Sunday night. Y'all have the weekend? So do we. Donza days. We don't even got any duty or nothing. We're off work. Monday night, Monday edition. ICE, Flash, current events. Good show. Tune in, listen up. Coming back to us on Tuesdays.
Oh yeah. Good times. I'll have you know we are working to get some really interesting guests on the show very soon. I don't want to spoil anything. We're in talks with some people. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Some stuff that we haven't done, some stuff that we have done. It's gonna be really fun. So keep an eye out. Stay tuned. Lots of fun stuff in year 2 of Pop Culture Warrior coming at your face. Make sure you let people know about us. We're going to be running a competition or giveaway on the Facebook page, Pop Culture Warrior, very soon. So like us on Facebook.
We should have did one tonight. We should have talked about that shit earlier and did one tonight for our 1 year anniversary. Maybe soon. Maybe we'll do one soon. How are we doing on fans?
Great question. I'll tell you right now. The recent count puts us at, where the is it? Oh, we're pushing up on, what the hell? Why did they change the numbers? They changed the way the numbers look. Is it 500? 600? Something? Sounds about right. Yeah, 600?
All right, then.
Yeah, we're pushing up on 600, man. Woo-woo! So, if we can
maybe we should talk about doing a
giveaway.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff. I got boxes full of stuff. I'm ready to give them away. So yeah, we're gonna plan some stuff. I'm in.
Well, I love all of these things right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do things. We got big things. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week. Much love. Shots. Radar. I'll see you next week, buddy.
All right, buddy. Bye. I'll see you.
Stay tuned, guys. Shots.